Hey there everyone, this is Joe in General, your resident reason and evidence enthusiast. It is Sunday the 8th of October 2017 here in Australia. Today I'm going to quickly tell you the few reasons why I have personally purchased more Populous tokens today. Actually over the last number of days, but today in particular as well. I'll talk about the few reasons. I'll talk about why I've been doing it in the last few days, and then I'll talk about why today in particular. If you don't know what Populous is, you need to pause this video right now and go and do your research. I'm not going to rehash everything here. You can check out my videos if you like. I've done a few. Maybe if you head over to my playlists section, my website, my channel is youtube.com/JoeInGeneral. Go to the playlist section and it's a Populous PPT token playlist. So I'm going to assume from now on in this video, you know what Populous is, you know what it does. And you may already be an investor as well, or you're considering being an investor, but you do know what Populous is. So why have I been purchasing over the last few days? Here's the first reason why. I'll just use this is the populous.co website. As you can see, the site is under redesign because the beta is going to be launched very soon. We're very excited about that. I'll just use this as the backdrop because it's easier to see the screenshots with this little kind of purpley background. So this is a screenshot from the Populous Slack channel. It's the first reason why I've been buying more Populous in the last number of days. I've actually increased my Populous holdings by approximately 1/3 extra. So this is by Jahai. He's one of the excellent team members over at Populous, and it's talking about the new XBRL token. So I'll quickly read this. Hi everyone, for those that don't know, Populous is bringing a new revenue stream for PPT holders, the XBRL token. The use case is to provide credit reference data in exchange for the XBRL token, and as a big thank you, all Populous early adopters will receive airdropped XBRL tokens, whereas others will have to purchase XBRL tokens from an exchange and an announcement will be made, blah, blah, blah. So they're creating a new token called XBRL. What is XBRL? Good question. XBRL is this. This is the Wikipedia page. XBRL, Extensible Business Reporting Language, is a freely available and global standard for exchanging business information. Now, XBRL is basically raw company data. So XBRL is a way, it's a sort of, it's raw company data, and it's all in pretty much gobbledygook, right? What companies, many other companies do it to provide credit reports, etc. They'll take the XBRL data and they will filter it for their own, they're using their own factors, etc. And they'll offer credit reports and they'll charge X amount of dollars. So that, let's say if you're a company that wants to go into business possibly with another company, but you want to find out more about that company. So you purchase a report, a credit report or the financial statement report, and that gives you a lot of information about that company. And then you can decide, hey, do I want to go into business? Do I want to partner up with a particular project, whatever, right? So XBRL is the raw data, and then companies such as Populous take the data and, you know, again, as I said, use their own filters, etc., and they can provide their own credit reports to other companies. I hope that makes sense. And they'll charge for it. So that's what they're going to be doing. Now, if you are already invested in Populous, you know that they're currently, their first incarnation of Populous is all about invoice financing that is. But you already know that because you've paused this video and you've gone away and learned more about what Populous is. But this second part of Populous, again, is the raw data aspect of the data gathering that they do. And Populous really is not about one particular thing. It's not just about invoice factoring. It's all really about this XBRL data and how they use it. So this is very important. So here's their website. I think this page has been up for a while. And I'll quickly read this off about what they talk about. Them talking about what XBRL is and how you know, what they do with it. So elements extracted from XBRL data and other data sets we collect. So this is what they're going to be offering to people to purchase reports. So with over 60 data sets, 5 billion data points and counting, we are one of the UK's largest source of comprehensive and commercial data. Okay, so they talk about what XBRL is, etc. Now, these are the kind of the stuff that they're going to be able to offer to companies who want to find out more about other companies. Hope that makes sense. So lots of different data sets, bankers information, solicitors information, a lot of the kind of just regular stuff, number of employees and all that. But where, it comes down to, the real crux of it is like company credit ratings and stuff like that. So there's lots of different stuff that you can find out about a company, and they're using all these particular filters, I guess, if you want to call it, for want of a better word. But there's a lot of data that they gather, and then they filter it in certain ways, and then they offer that data for sale. Now, to buy this is what they're saying: to buy a credit report on another company using the data that they gather and filter, you have to use the XBRL token. Now, you're going to have to buy the XBRL token. If you're a company and you want Populous's data, you need to buy the XBRL token first, and you'll either need to buy it maybe directly from Populous, or you'll buy it from one of the, Bittrex or Ether Delta or whatever, but you will need to buy it if you're a company, right? But if you are a current holder of Populous, the PPT token, you and I, because I was an early adopter as well, you are going to get XBRL tokens for free. So you're getting a whole new set of tokens for free. You don't have to pay for them, obviously, whereas others will have to pay for them. So we're just getting free stuff, which is pretty cool, right? And it's going to be airdropped to us. Now, there's been a lot of questions since this little post came out by Jahai, and it is said here, let's see, where are we? As a big thank you, all Populous early adopters will receive airdropped XBRL tokens. So the questions became, do I have to have purchased during the pre-ICO? Now, I did. I was one of the 1,100 that did get in on the pre-ICO. I was quite lucky to do that. So I definitely 100% will be receiving XBRL tokens for free. But the question was, what if I purchased after the pre-ICO? Will I still get some? Now, there's been a little bit of confusion, I guess. I don't think they haven't said 100% yes or no. I think it's mostly yes. But let's go over to their Twitter page, and we'll see what other data we can gather, or the what answers we can get. So they posted this on the 5th of October. And this is talking about the cutoff date for when you need to have Populous tokens in your possession. So basically, they are also saying that you don't just have to be an early adopter. You don't have to only have purchased them during the pre-ICO. If you have PP2 tokens now and up to a certain date, you will get some XBRL tokens. Now, they are suggesting that early adopters may get extra than people who may, say, like purchase today, for example. If I hope that makes sense. So let's just quickly read through this. Remember, if you are not holding PPT on a certain date, and they're not saying that date, of October 2017, do not expect to be included in the airdrop of the XBRL token. So they're saying, now bear in mind, they are a UK company, so that's going to be the day, that is the month is October. So if you are not holding PPT by a certain date in October of this year, you will not get the XBRL tokens for free. Now, what is that date? That is the big question. And I think possibly we've been able to figure it out. I think I've got a date which is quite likely, but let's just scroll down here. There's been a few questions, of course, a bit of confusion. This person, for example, thought earlier messages said it was for early adopters only. Does this still apply? Now, Populous has replied saying, yes, early adopters will benefit, but both are correct statements. So it does seem to be that if you have purchased PPT, doesn't matter whether you purchased it earlier on or by whatever this certain date is, you will get XBRL tokens again. But they are saying if you are loyal, if you are someone who did get in really early and you haven't done a whole heap of dumping of the tokens, etc., you may get some extra. I think that's up for debate at this stage. A lot of other questions here on the Twitter page, but they did mention here, this is what XBRL XBRL is. The XBRL tokens allows access to credit data research reports. So they're just confirming that's what XBRL token is doing, gets you access to their data, their big data, and their filtering of the XBRL data. Make sense? And let's scroll down here. Someone posted here, load up, in a cool little GIF. I've actually been loaded up, about an extra third of my holdings. And right here, there's one just down here I just wanted you guys to see. A little bit further down. Excuse me 1 second while I find this. A little bit longer right here. No, that's about it, I think. So that's what we've been able to gather from the Twitter. Again, the date is not certain, but here's the extra thing. This is the extra reason why I'm purchasing today in particular. I posted on, I'll head back here. I posted on the Slack channel a number of days ago in regards to the PayPie. Where are we? PayPie. In regards to the PayPie ICO, which is upcoming in about 8 hours and 30 minutes. So PayPie is in a similar vein to Populous. They're going to be dealing with invoice factoring as well, but in a slightly different way. But they're sort of the similar sphere. They are Canadian-based, I believe, not UK-based. So they're in a similar space. And they're also doing an ICO, and their ICO price happens to be the same price as what PPT was. PPT was 0.0011 Ethereum per PPT token. Their token price, initial price pre-ICO, is exactly the same. So there's a lot of comparisons between Populous and PayPie, and for good reason, of course. But I posted this because PayPie said, announced a few days ago when the date was going to be, and it happens to be this date, which is about a little under 9 hours from now. But I posted, sorry for all the window changes, I posted this on the Slack channel the other day, right here. PayPie pre-sale date announced for October 8th. Could we see a short-term sell-off in Populous so that people could get more Ethereum to then buy the PayPie token, right? And therefore, it's an excellent PPT buying opportunity. So I was saying, let me go back here again. Sorry for all the changes here. I was saying, so PayPie have announced that their sale is coming on October the 8th. Now, some people who maybe were early adopters of Populous, and who have still, even though the price is down a little bit now, they've still made a lot of profit. So maybe they're considering, because PayPie is very similar to Populous. There's some differences as well, and I think Populous has an advantage over PayPie personally. But a lot of people see a lot of similarities between Populous and PayPie. Maybe they're considering selling off some of the profits that they made in Populous to get into the PayPie ICO, which is coming up in about 9 hours roughly. And therefore, because they're selling off some Populous, Populous price may go down. So therefore, that may be an excellent buying opportunity to buy some more PPT. And so that's one of the reasons why that's the reason why I was purchasing today. More Populous, because we have seen a drop in the price. I'll get to that in a second, but this is what Jahai posted as a reply to this when I posted this a few days ago. He said, this could also be, as in this date, October the 8th, could also be the period for the XBRL airdrop for PPT holders. Wink face, wink face. So he's suggesting, and I don't know if it's 100%, but he is suggesting that the date that they're talking about here, this one date, whatever that date is in October, could happen to just, funnily enough, coincide with the PayPie ICO date. So I think there's a very good case to be made that if you purchase PPT tokens, and I can't say this 100%, but if you purchase Populous, if you haven't purchased before, and you purchase some before the beginning of the airdrop, of the ICO of PayPie, which is the exact date and time is October the 8th, 1 p.m. UTC. If you go to Google and type in 1 p.m. we'll do 1 p.m. UTC. Now that comes up for me, because I'm in Melbourne, Australia, it comes up for me as midnight tonight, my time. So if you type in 1 p.m. UTC, it'll let you know what time it is for you in your country. That could potentially be the cutoff time. maybe it's October the 8th is the cutoff date. It seems to be for sure, just based again on this right here and this little winky face from Jahai talking about the possible coinciding dates with the PayPie ICO. So it definitely seems like, again, it's not 100%, but seems like that October 8th may be the cutoff date for you to have Populous tokens in your, not on the exchanges, but in your My Ether wallet, for example, is probably the best idea of where to store them, because that's what can be shown up on Etherscan, for example. Hope that makes sense. Now, in terms of the time, though, maybe it might coincide exactly with 1 p.m. UTC, but I would suggest that at least October 8th is going to be the cutoff date. Quite likely, I think the 1 p.m. UTC time might be the exact time that the cutoff date is for you to be able to get airdropped XBRL tokens. So many tokens, too many names. So that's the couple of reasons why I have been purchasing. So again, the reason why I've been purchasing over the last few days is because of the release of the XBRL token, which will be airdropped to us PPT holders very soon. Again, it's going to be for early adopters and for people who buy PPT for the first time with a certain cutoff date, and that cutoff date, while not 100% confirmed, seems to be, based on the data I've been able to gather, possibly October the 8th, which is today for me. It's not today for all of you just yet, but that's going to be probably, I think quite likely, coinciding with the PayPie ICO release, ICO sale time. Again, it's about 8.5 hours from now. I hope that all made sense, but that's the reason why I purchased Populous, more of it, in the last number of days, and particularly today. That's the other reason, the other thing I have to show you, because after I posted, where are we? Right here. So PayPie pre-sale date, could we see a short-term PBT Selloff? And we have seen a short-term PBT Selloff. So this is a screenshot. I don't want to show you the live thing because it shows my, my address, etc. But this is a screenshot from, let me cancel that. This is a screenshot from not that long ago on Ether Delta. As you can see, we'd been hovering around about sort of 0.0083, 0.0085, 0.0080, for example. For the last couple of weeks, it's been kind of around that price, but just recently it went down as low as 0.007. I started loading up around that kind of area today, and of course I was purchasing it around about this price as well over the last few days too. But we have seen so far a drop in the price, which may coincide with people selling out of PPT, dropping the price of PPT so that they can get in. They've got Ethereum ready to go for the PayPie ICO. I think that all makes sense. I hope I haven't repeated myself too much. You may see, again, this is the live website right here of PayPie. You may see within the next 8 hours, 22 minutes, 21 seconds, probably closer to say 8 hours, maybe in the next 7 hours, the price of PPT possibly, only possibly, going lower than this, or lower from here, or lower from wherever it is right now, because some people are late to the party and some people leave things to the last minute. So maybe they need to sell off some of their PPT possibly to get into PayPie. So you may see a further dip. I don't know. That's not a guarantee. But we certainly did see a dip down to there, which is a pretty damn good price in my opinion. But it could go lower from there. You never know. But I think Populous as a long-term investment is, I think, almost the one to be in. I'm certainly, I've got, a number of my eggs in the Populous basket, certainly not all, but I have, a number. I'm very bullish on Populous in general. There's been a lot of FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt about Populous recently, but I think that's all smoke and mirrors pretty much. I think they're doing a very, very good job there. Steve Nico Williams, in particular the CEO of the company, is working hard as far as I'm aware. They've added a lot of new people to their development team, etc. So I'm very bullish on Populous. Of course, that is not financial advice. You need to do your own research, of course. So please, if you would like to stay updated with Populous, again, watch my playlist here if you're not familiar with it, and head over to my channel, which is Joe in General. Hit that big red subscribe button right here. 6,050 subscribers. Welcome to the newbies who've come on board in the last couple of days. Once again, that is Populous. That is the 2 reasons why I have purchased more today and over the last number of days. Please do your own research and you may consider getting in yourself. Thank you very much, gang, for listening. Stay safe, stay informed. Speak soon.